My name is Megan Holding. I am the Episcopal Spiritual Advisor at Northeastern University's Center for Spirituality, Dialogue, and Service. I work with a Lutheran colleague, and we work with the Lutheran Episcopal community at Northeastern, known as OpenTable. I'm at the Renew Retreat to offer an experience of walking a labyrinth. The labyrinth is an ancient meditative practice. It comes from a variety of cultures and a variety of faith traditions. For me, as a Christian, I'm most familiar with it in the Christian setting. There are labyrinths in a variety of places. There are some in fields, some in cathedrals. The one that we're using today is a portable labyrinth that was created for the sacred space at Northeastern. The idea of a labyrinth, the labyrinth is in a circle, which in many faiths and traditions carries within it the meaning of wholeness or oneness. And there's always one path into and out of a labyrinth. So it's not a maze. It loops back and forth, and you may not see how you're going to get to the center and back out again, but you walk inward and outward on the same path. That can carry within it different kinds of meaning for different people. For some people, the idea that we aren't quite sure where the path is leading, but it always does lead forward, even when it's looping back and forth. For someone like me and my own particular form of Christianity, it signifies a belief that I hold very, very central to who I am, which is that my spiritual journey is a constant movement inward into the presence of God and into deeper relationship with God, and then outward to go serve God's people and God's creation. So for me, the one path in, one path out, even if it's not a straightforward path, carries with it great meaning. You can walk a labyrinth in different ways. I would say the one constant is to try and be open to the experience when you enter the labyrinth. There are times when one might want to carry a person or an issue or a concern in to the center in a very intentional way, whether it is to seek guidance or solace or to let that go. There are times when it is useful to use a labyrinth as much more of a walking meditation, as a way of grounding oneself in one's body on the earth. In those times, I will try and concentrate on my breathing and my walking, trying to pay attention to each step forward. Other times, it may be useful to think of a word or a passage from Scripture to carry during the walking, almost as a mantra, as a way of either reflecting on that word or of using that as a meditative practice in its own right. There really is no right way or wrong way to walk a labyrinth. And I think one's experience of it changes depending on where one is on any given day and what one needs that day. Sometimes there are people who say they go in and come back out and they have great clarity about something. For other people, it may just feel like something has opened up inside of them. Sometimes I know I just feel like I have slowed down and I am more present to whatever else will come in the day. So it's a very versatile practice. It's also one that's open to people of many different faiths, and that's something that I really appreciate. In fact, the labyrinth that we're using today is a labyrinth that was painted specifically for Northeastern, and though we got it for the Episcopal Lutheran group, we tried very hard to make it as inclusive as possible. And so the person who painted it, rather than painting in Scripture or something, prayed the very simple prayer. He actually wrote it in pencil under the blue lines he painted. And that prayer is, "May those who walk this path walk in peace." And I love that because I pray it for myself when I enter the labyrinth. I pray it for others as they enter the labyrinth. Pray it for all of us as we walk our various paths inward and outward, moving forward bit by bit.